Today in the episode, Mad Lab, where we build combat skyscrapers. Voice of the Wasteland, where we read your messages and choose the craft of the episode. And we begin with Workshop. It's not just a scratch, tearing enemies apart with a little spiky shotgun. They say that there's a terrifying beast living in the wastes. Kaiju? Nah, it's not that massive in size. Scar AB? I said it's not that massive. As I was saying, this beast is tiny but extremely vicious. It attacks from the shadows and turns even the most well-armored car to dust in a matter of seconds. That's right, it's the Gremlin shotgun. What's it like? It's pretty small. You can easily fit 3 or 4 of them in between your front wheels. It's kind of hard to destroy. Yeah, it's got only 180 durability points, which isn't much, but take a look at its traits. It lets some of the damage through, and is also highly resistant to melee damage. Enemies won't be getting rid of gremlins anytime soon. It's powerful. With the right kind of build, it hits like an avalanche of trucks. Here's an enemy. Was there ever an enemy? Who knows? Finally, this shotgun is rather unique. If you aren't good at driving and constantly bump into enemies, you get more damage. If you drive really well and constantly ram enemy vehicles on purpose, you get even more damage. Feels nice. Weaknesses? Gremlins have none. They were designed by lunatics, after all, the most skilled engineers of the wastes. Who am I kidding? The most obvious problem with the Gremlin is that it has a very limited firing angle. The shotgun's mounted as a spear. It shoots straight, and it doesn't have much range. The second drawback, and damn us if that's not the most chaotic and gremlin thing ever, is created by one of the strengths of the weapon. As you already know, the shotgun's pretty small and easy to mount. Naturally, survivors tend to put a whole bunch of them in one spot, like on our vehicle here. If an enemy makes a logical choice to go all in on targeting that specific part of your vehicle, your gremlins won't last long despite all their resistances. To be fair, even in this unfortunate scenario, the little monsters tend to dish out so much damage before they go down that you'll definitely cripple the clever attacker, if not destroy them completely. Now, a few words about the tactics of using the gremlin. It's all about that old and trusted method of sneaking up on enemies, attacking them from the side or from the rear, and blasting away. When choosing a target, go for the most fragile ones, as they'll go up in flames before they can run away. Or the sturdiest vehicles, as they'll go up in flames because they can't run away. Then there are hovers, obviously. They're an important part of a balanced diet for any shotgunner out there. Bon appétit. Don't get too cocky though. Experienced hover pilots can pull the old switcheroo on uneven terrain and you'll be left with nothing, and in a pretty dangerous position as well. As a shotgun user, you're also required to plan both your approach and your escape route. It doesn't feel good to ambush someone just to find yourself in the middle of a Battle of Stalingrad 2.0. No, don't go there, it's a killing zone! Ah! Shame. The car was nice. And now, a short commercial break.
Come visit the scenic retreat of Desolate Town. There's everything a biological human might ever need. This ad is brought to you by biological humans just like you.
Even before the age of vehicular combat, commanders knew that it's a good idea to take the high ground, as fighting from an elevated position gives you a lot of tactical benefits. That's why we asked our engineering team to assemble a vehicle that would give us an elevated vantage point with a wide field of view, allowing us to engage enemies from afar. Also, this experiment has nothing to do with me trying to spot the bastards that stole my ride. And that's what we got. Let's start with the obvious. This is clearly a car based on the standard Spider chassis, but with one glaring peculiarity. This is a tower vehicle, a mobile high ground. You might have seen cars of this type at the exhibition with names like Tower of Power. Most of those designs have 2 big flaws though. First, they can't leave the garage, at all. Second, they can't be used in a match, due to the first problem. That's why we had to modify our tower design a bit, so that we could squeeze our way out of our garage and venture into the wastes. And you know what? We did it. It's worth noting that even a modified version of a siege skyscraper has quite a few flaws. Speed? None. Close quarters combat? Don't know what that is. Maybe if we're really lucky. Spoiler, we're not gonna be. How much of a good idea is it for the team? Basically the same as going to the sepulcher on foot. Price of construction? At least as high as my stolen car. The biggest problem, though, is that you're going to fight survivors that have spent hours and hours on end coming up with the most effective ways to destroy your car, and they're bloody good at it. But our Mad Lab isn't for things that just work. It's for crazy stuff. It's for stupid things. Not to mention that our little tower has a few strengths as well. First, we get an excellent view over the battlefield. Heck, we can see enemies right at the beginning of the match. Second, our firing position is hella convenient. The unusually high placement of our guns allows us to target the roofs of enemy vehicles, an area that, as a general rule, isn't as well protected as other parts of combat cars. At the same time, it isn't easy to land a hit on our guns, especially at a distance. Good luck. The third important advantage is that we can hide the cab of our car behind literally anything. Our tower is still peeking out, meaning that we can keep on harassing enemy vehicles while our vulnerable bits are still in a pretty safe position. After some thorough tests, though, we have to conclude that it's no coincidence that you don't see crafts like that on a regular basis. It's damned hard to play on a tower, but we'd lie if we said that it wasn't fun. It was amazing. How often do you get a chance to see the battlefield from this point of view? Our siege skyscraper might have failed the test of effectiveness, but it certainly won the battle for our hearts. We love you, siege skyscraper. The first message was sent by Steph Van Herk. Can you guys please add a search function to the market history? It's really hard to figure out for how much you bought something a few weeks later. Hi, Steph. Sounds like something that'd be really handy. We added that to our list of possible future UI improvements. Thanks. A survivor called Hussein Dinch says, I've been playing for about 2 years. Even though there are many Turkish players in the game, there's still no Turkish language support. We are waiting for it to come. Greetings, survivor. Shout out to Turkey and all the survivors from that region. We'd really love to support as many languages as possible, but we're not a big team and we have limited resources. Our team will be very grateful if our Turkish community helps us with translation, though. Then there's this message by one of our regulars, Warbrand2.
Can we get a turret module that drops jump pads? Imagine the gameplay.
Oof, that could be really cool. But we also see how it could be used in a toxic way. We'll discuss it with the team. Thank you. Robot3K writes, Good evening. I noticed that all rocket launchers we currently have limited or even fixed firing angles. May we get one that has a full 360-degree firing arc? Hi. We don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, that's coming to the game. Sooner or later. We didn't tell you anything, though. Finally, a survivor called Zero Fox left this comment.
I just picked up the game, and I'm loving it. Thank you.
Oh, that should be the other way around. Thank you, mate. Good luck, and look out for the ducks. And now, the segment of the show where we pick one craft from the exhibition. Something that made us say, ooh, I like that one. Have you ever wondered what it'd be like if you were a Ravager? An engineer that goes by the name of Space Is My Life decided that there's no use just wondering about that and built this, the Ravager truck. Just look at this little human-hating baby. It's utterly corrupted. There's clearly no going back from this. It's all about tearing through the wastes, sowing chaos and anarchy. And it has the means to do it as well. This Ravager look is not just for show, beauty and firepower. We love it. Great job. That's it for today. Tell us what you think in the comments below, ask us questions, and if we somehow stop flapping our hydro lines around, we'll return with some new crazy content in a couple of weeks. If you like what we're doing, consider subscribing, leave a like, and good luck.